Same two guys on defense, Malik Gant and Ryan B. And on offense, we've got Brady and Levi Brown, who all four of those guys, played extremely well in that game, and we're going to need them to play well against Middle Tennessee on Friday night. So, as you know, it's an abbreviated week. Today's Tuesday, so we practiced last night, which we normally don't practice on Sundays, but that was Monday. Today will be Tuesday, and then we'll just keep on rolling like Fridays to Saturdays. So, got a great challenge this week. Of course, with the Middle, they had a great win. Went down 21-0 to FAU there at the home last week. Came back and found a way to win that game. So, it seems like it starts with Stockstill, their quarterback. His dad's been there, I think, 12 or 13 years. He's been there longer than his dad. So, he's been there forever. But he's just such a competitive kid. Great young guy that just plays extremely hard, and he's a handful. He makes plays with his feet, extremely tough. And you watch him at FAU game on that last drive. They took it down to win the game. He made two just unbelievable plays. He sprints out on 4th and 2 and gets the first down there to continue the drive. Then that 2-point play he made there at the end of the game to win it for him was just a guy was right in his face, and he throws across his body into the tight end to make a play there. So he's a handful, and he's got good players around him. They got their tailback back, Thomas, in that game, 21, who'd been hurt all year. So he's back now for them, and they're back and healthy. So they're an excellent team. They're well coached. Stock does such a tremendous job of coaching those guys, and they'll come in here ready to play, and we got to make sure we have a great week of preparation. So.
How do you feel about Friday night football? I mean, it's a different atmosphere.
Yeah, I mean, just like I say, we've had a couple Friday games last year on the road. Our game with this team a year ago, Middle Tennessee, was a Friday on the road. We played really well in that game on the road, so it's going to be important we do that again here. So we can't control that. TV does, so we just get ready and go play.
Seems like they got their safety composition back with Moffitt getting back on the field. What type of dynamic does he bring to the field from a defensive standpoint?
Seems like they've always had a big physical safety that can also cover. And I think the last guy they had there prior to this guy is still in the NFL. So, they've done a good job with that. He gets involved in the run game, and he's just a really, really good player. So, like I say, they got 3 of those 4 kids in secondary are seniors. So they played a lot of football for them. 3 of their guys up front on the offensive line are seniors. A couple of them have been all-conference players. So they got a lot of players back. They missed a quarterback a year ago. He's missed a couple of years there where he's had some injury issues, but he's back now and he's healthy, and he's the guy, like I say, that makes him go.
Stockstill, I know that if you sit back and let him, he'll pick you apart. So getting after him. Last week you all did a good job of getting after Western Kentucky's quarterback early. Is it sort of a similar mindset with Stockstill, get him off rhythm and not let him establish himself?
He's similar to the he's different, a little bit different style-wise as a kid at NC State. And the kid at NC State did the same thing that Virginia did against us. And he just makes plays. He's very accurate. As you mentioned, things Stockstill's a little bit different than the kid at NC State, because when things do break down, he's got tremendous he's going to take off with it. And he never slides. I mean, he's like, when he gets that ball in his hand, I mean, he's not going to slide and get down. He's like a running back running the ball. So, but he is, he's very accurate, similar to the NC State. I mean, you can't give him easy access throws, as you mentioned, because he'll thread the needle and he'll throw the ball in there. So he's a challenge because he can beat you with his feet and get on the perimeter and run the quarterback runs, which is a little different than the NC State guy. They weren't quite as much, into the quarterback runs as what Middle is, but he's just he does it all, and like I say, he does it extremely well.
Defensively, they're going to bring some heat at you all, and they sort of live by it, die by it. Does that open up the one-on-one opportunities, and if so, how comfortable do you all feel in those situations?
Well, at times they're a little different than we were a year ago. A year ago they were almost all 3 down. They've gone to some 4 down stuff this year, so they're mixing 4 down and 3 down, and some of it's based on formations, but they're a little bit different defensively, but they're still, the defensive coordinator is still a very aggressive guy that brings a lot of pressure and gets after you, and so, we'll expect a lot of that just like we got it a year ago.
For somebody like Levi Brown, he's a captain this week. It sort of magnifies his deal this week because he's on a short week, yet he's got to know all the assignments, the reads, and be able to convey that to his fellow linemen.
Yeah, and he's done a good job with that. He's done a good job, and like I said, it's the same. A lot of these guys played against that three-down pressure package a year ago, so hopefully that'll help some. And like I say, they are a little bit different with some of the things they're doing, but for the most part, it's not a whole lot. We've seen it all. If not this year, we saw it against them a year ago.
You look at, toward the end of the game, you had a couple guys. Armani went down, and Green went down.
We got, it's the same old deal. I mean, you look at Middle against FAU, and it's a very physical game, and that was really a physical game we played against, Western. I think, a lot of guys had some guys banged up, so I think for the most part we'll be all right. We'll just have to wait and see here at the end of the week. But I think, Armani practiced last night, and so I think he should be fine.
The fourth quarter, you all were able to establish a run. It was the field goal drive that put you all up 13-10. I think Tyler had the longest run of the year on that drive, and you all were able to do some things. How much did that open up that last drive in which you were able to get those chunk completions and switch up Western Kentucky a little bit?
Well, it helps. I mean, you can't be one-dimensional. You got to continue to try to run the football. And as you mentioned, second half, we did run a little better. I think we averaged a little bit, almost 3.9 yards per rush, which you like it to be over 4. But they didn't run the ball very well. I think they averaged 1.9 yards per rush. So we did run the ball a little better. And I think when you can mix it up and they've got to respect the run, then there's no question it's going to help you throw the ball a little better. So, we just got to continue to, take what that defense gives us, and part of that is running the football when they allow that to happen. And we were better in the second half. We got to build on that and be better again this week.
It seemed like Tyler King really started to explode. Early in the season, it seemed like he was more patient, but a couple of those runs in the fourth quarter, it seemed like he just hit the hole and sort of exploded out of the box, which was good for you all to see, obviously.
It was, and he's a little more physical than people give him credit for. He's 190 pounds, whatever he is, but he's physical. He's a physical runner, and he's just we're going to need that. We're going to need Keon and Anthony, all three of those guys to step up and play.
Those offenses kind of struggle to convert on third downs. How important is it to see some improvement there?
Well, there's no question, it's extremely important. The one thing I thought, we went into that game. I think I said here last Tuesday, I said we wanted to make sure we try to do a couple of things better. I said, number one, defensively, get off the field on third down. We did that, on third and fourth downs, against those guys. They didn't convert that very well. I said we have to do a better job of converting on third downs. We didn't do it. We didn't make the improvement there that we felt we needed to make. It's going to have to happen this week. And I felt like we had to run the ball better. We did. You can't be satisfied where we are with that, but it was better. And so those are areas that and that's all the time. I mean, any game you play, it's going to come down to who can convert third downs and stay on the field, and who can our defense can get off the field on third down. And fortunately for us, they did that on third and fourth down, last week against Western, and thought the defense played extremely well. You take away, had a couple bonehead plays there at the end there that got the ball thrown over our head, and you eliminate 2 of those plays. I mean, that team had right at 200 yards of total offense, and that's where it should have been. So just got to keep getting better. We're in game 5 now, and we just got to improve as a team in all 3 areas. And it's going to be important, Friday night I talk all the time about being the best team on the field. And in order to do that, you got to play tremendous special teams, which I thought we were okay special team wise, Saturday based on what they did, and you got to play great defense, which felt we got better there, and our offense can't. We got to eliminate those turnovers now. I mean, there's very few. I mean, I guarantee you, after a game, you turn the ball over 4 times, and you've won the game. That's unusual. I mean, you walk in there and you see. And I look at the stat sheet, and now, good thing is they turned it over 3. I mean, if you're sitting there at -4, you're going to lose the game. So that can't happen. You got to take care of the football, and you got to get better on that, and you got to continue to take it away on defense.
The start to the game. I know it's critical anytime you're playing, but it seems like Middle Tennessee's really struggled to get out of the gate. Even in a couple of their wins, like you said, they went down last week, and against UT Martin, they were sort of sluggish out of the gate, and that's been a strong suit of your all's this season.
Well, I think for the most part, it's important we do start fast. I mean, that's something we want to start fast in every game we play, and so hopefully we can start fast. And like I say, Middle. I tell you one thing about Middle Tennessee, and I know I've known Stock for a long time. That team's going to play extremely hard. I mean, they're to go down 21-0 and come back and win that game the way they did with a 2-point conversion there at the end just shows you the character they have and the toughness they have, and that's a direct reflection on him as the head coach. So we'll have our hands full. They're going to come in here and like we always do. We'll get their best shot, and just got to make sure that they get ours. So that's the important thing. It's important our fans show up, and I know they will. You know, it's great. I mean, it's amazing the way we travel on the road. You know, we go on the road, and we got so many fans that follow us there. We have more fans at Western there than what NC State brought to here, which is a credit to our fan base. And Friday night game, the weather's going to be great, so we got to pack this place on Friday night and find a way to win this game. It's a conference game, and every conference game you play, it's like I say, it's like you got to play it like it's a championship game, and so we got to have championship fans here, and we got to play really well and see if we can go 2-0 in the conference. Okay, thanks, guys.